There's some big drama kicking off next week in Walford. Patrick ends up seriously hurt after a run-in with Oscar. Joel has a right go at Kat with some horrible words, and Eve's sticking close to Avoni as her pregnancy moves forward. Let's have a proper look at what's coming up, and if you fancy even more juicy gossip, we've got loads of spoiler picks ready for you too. 1. Yolande calls her wedding off. Patrick and Howie sneak off for a cheeky bet behind Yolande's back. And they actually win 6 grand, but it doesn't go down well. Kim has it out with Howie after he overhears her chatting to Denise about his money troubles. And Yolande's fuming with Patrick so much so, she tells him the wedding's off. The whole family heads to the Vic, not knowing that Patrick's about to land himself in serious danger. 2. Oscar commits assault. Oscar's still in way over his head, and now Mike's pressuring him for 5 grand to keep his family safe. He tries to rope Ian into some dodgy business deal, but it falls flat, so he ends up coming clean to Lauren about the mess he's in. Later on, things take a dark turn. Oscar breaks into No 20 to nick the cash Patrick won, but gets caught red-handed. In the panic, he shoves Patrick, who ends up knocked out cold. Just how bad is this going to get? 3. Lauren confronts Oscar with Patrick out cold. Oscar tries to sneak out of the house, but Howie comes back just in time to nearly catch him. Oscar hides and somehow manages to leg it without being seen. Later on, Kim and Denise get home, and Yolande heads with them to the hospital. Meanwhile, Lauren starts to get suspicious when Oscar acts all concerned about Patrick, and things come to a head when she catches him trying to do a runner with the stolen cash in hand. 4. Howie provides a statement while Patrick's family wait nervously at the hospital. The police turn up to take Howie's statement. They start knocking on doors around the square looking for answers, and it's got Oscar properly on edge. With the walls closing in, he starts thinking about doing a runner again. 5. Eve supports Avani. Eve is doing her best to be there for Avani now that the pregnancy's out, even going with her to the 12-week scan. But deep down, you can tell she's not totally on board with Suki's plan to raise the baby. When Vinny gets back from Ash's wedding, Eve takes the chance to have a quiet word with Avani and gives Suki a nudge to open up to her son too. Later on, things get a bit awkward when Priya finds a hospital receipt in Avani's coat, so Eve and Avani quickly make something up. But is Priya buying it? 6. Ross receives a surprise call taking Vicky's advice. Ross brings Joel and Tommy along for a day at the timber yard, but he soon starts to worry when he hears the kind of language flying about from the lads on site, not exactly the best place for 2 teenagers. Later on, his concern only grows when Joel's mum rings out of the blue. What's she got to say? 7. Joel lashes out after the phone call. Ross braces himself to break the news to Joel. His mum's getting remarried. Not long after, Joel heads over to the Vic to see Tommy and ends up egging him on to pinch booze from the barrel store. It doesn't take long before Ross, Vicky, Kat, and Alfie catch them in the act, and they're fuming. But things go from bad to worse when Joel lashes out and throws some really nasty words Kat's way. 8. Ross makes another discovery. Ross stumbles across something online that features one of Joel's favorite influencers, and at first, he thinks it's all pretty harmless. But later on, he finds something worrying on Joel's laptop that completely changes his view. Panicking, Ross ends up smashing the laptop, thinking he's protecting his son from going down the wrong path. 9. Stacy and Vicky face Joel's anger. Ross puts his foot down and tells Joel he won't be going back to the timber yard after the way he's been acting. Vicky's had enough too and urges Ross to finally get a grip on Joel's behavior. Even Harvey steps in with some words of advice. Joel does say sorry to Kat, and she agrees to let him keep spending time with Tommy. But later on, he overhears Vicky and Stacy chatting about parenting and men, and it sets him off. Before long, Joel's true colors come out again. 10. Callum gets flirty again. Callum's still clearly tempted by Johnny, especially with the flirty texts coming through. But when Ben rings, he puts his focus back on cheering Lexi up. Later on, Jay clocks the messages on Callum's phone and gives him another warning to be careful before things go to 11. Elaine gets a new opportunity. Elaine's feeling a bit lost Now she's not running the Vic anymore, like she doesn't really know what to do with herself. So when Cindy's short, staffed at the Albert, Elaine steps in to lend a hand, and in a surprising turn, Cindy puts their past aside and offers her the role of co-manager. Who'd have thought it, eh?